Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you and welcome to T-Mobile Arena as we kick off the inaugural Ice Vegas Invitational. While most of you know that our company, BD Global, stages a number of college basketball events out here at various MGM Resorts properties, we were quick to realize this is truly a hockey town. And we are in here, obviously in the home of the Western Conference leading Vegas Golden Knights. Many thanks to the Golden Knights for letting us use their home, the finest in the NHL here this weekend, and they're lending a hand in a variety of capacities as we execute this inaugural event. So many, many thanks to the Golden Knights. I'm Brooks Downing, President and founder of BD Global, the event operator, and on behalf of my tournament director, John Albaugh, and our partners here at MGM Resorts, let me express our excitement on creating the first NCAA Division I college hockey tournament in Las Vegas. Probably 18 months ago, Rick Arpin and Sid Greenfig of MGM asked if we could use our relationships in collegiate sports to launch a new hockey event, given the Golden Knights coming to town. We accepted that challenge, and it's with great pleasure that we will have a 4-team tournament, the Ice Vegas Invitational, here in this building this weekend, featuring Boston College versus Michigan Tech, followed by Arizona State and Northern Michigan on Friday night, consolation and championship games on Saturday. There are two people, before we get started, that I need to recognize. It shows just how small this world of collegiate sports truly is. The first is a former co-intern of mine at Kentucky 28 years ago, and now the commissioner of the ECAC Hockey League, my old friend Steve Hagwell. And secondly, a former intern of mine 20 years ago at Kentucky, and now a current member of the NCAA staff in Indianapolis, who helps oversee the Frozen Four, Ty Halpin. So gentlemen, we accepted this challenge of putting on the event together. My first two calls went to these guys, Steve and Ty. So gentlemen, my sincere thanks for all of your help in helping us bring this Division I college hockey event to Las Vegas. Now let's meet our coaches. Joining us here today, we have Greg Powers with Arizona State to my far right, Coach York with Boston College, Jerry York there in the middle, and Joe Sean with Michigan Tech. Unfortunately, given the weather back east, Northern Michigan's flight was delayed coming in here this afternoon, so the Wildcats aren't scheduled to arrive until later this evening. Coach Pulteney couldn't be with us anyway. He's with the junior USA staff at the World's Juniors this weekend. One of his assistants was going to fill in, but we hope they have safe travel finding their way west to a little bit warmer, drier climate, thank goodness. For our media, we welcome you. I'll introduce each of our coaches that are here with us today, ask them a question or two, and then when our introductions are done, we'll open up the questions to those of you here in the room. But first, we'll let each offer an opening remark, and we'll start with Coach York. Coach, let me hand you the mic, if that's all right. Welcome to Las Vegas.
I hope it's alphabetical, not by age. But thank you very much, and we've been on the phone all day, really, with relatives and family back in Boston, because they got really snowed in. It was 16 inches in the town I live in, right outside of Boston, so this is a welcome respite to come here. It's always exciting for me to be a part of an inaugural tournament, and I know we've had some tournaments that have lasted for years, but it's always just one, first-time opportunity, and it's great to be joined by, up-and-coming hockey. I think it's going to be a powerful program in Arizona State, and hopefully that leads to more teams coming and joining from this part of the country. So it's always great to have Arizona State and Greg with us. And Joe, I've coached against him. He was an outstanding goaltender a number of years ago, and now he's got a chance to, really be a catalyst for Michigan Tech's program to get back to, the area they'd like to get back to. And certainly, Michigan State, GLI have always been conscious of, hey, they're going to try to win that tournament. And Joe did a great job knocking off one of those powerful teams there in Michigan. So our team, it's an interesting team to coach. We have no seniors in our club, but we've got a lot of very, very hard-working, competitive players, and We've enjoyed some reasonable success up to this point. Now the second half starts, and you know, with a tournament like this in front of us, we're anticipating some very good college hockey. I think it's also unique for us to bring college hockey into Ice Vegas, Las Vegas. And, Brooks has done a great job over the years with the basketball. Maybe this will pave the way for more of these type of tournaments in Las Vegas. But again, I'm glad to be here.
Well, Coach, as a follow-up, you are a veteran coach. 5 national titles, 1,000 victories. You talk about playing in the Beanpot there at Boston Garden, which is one of the most successful older hockey tournaments. This is all new out here in Las Vegas. Give us the state, when you look at hockey from the NHL to college hockey specifically, we're having to educate this community here in Las Vegas on all things hockey. What is kind of the state of the game per Coach York and how its growth and its potential here in the western part of the United States?
Well, I think we're skyrocketing. It's the interest level in the United States and throughout North America in college hockey is phenomenal. What's exciting for me is we practiced the other day, and all these young Golden Knights were there waiting to go on the ice after us, and so we've spawned a whole new area of hockey, I think, in this area. But I think it's in great shape. Arizona State's joining, Penn State's joining, and there's talk of a number of other schools, specifically a Big Ten school joining. And I think that'd be really special for us to still have growth in our sport. But boy, in our unique areas, whether it's in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, or it's in Houghton, Michigan, the Boston area, it's very, very important, those areas.
Coach, we can't thank you enough. I know you guys are ranked 13th in the country. You're a national contender year in, year out. Tip of the hat to the job you've done at Boston College and continue to do, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Brooks.
All right, so our next coach, let's hear from Coach Joe Sean from Michigan Tech. Coach, welcome to sunny Las Vegas.
Thanks, Brooks, and just a little bit on what Coach York said. It's a privilege to be sitting by him. I got to play against teams that he coached, and I got to be part of teams against his clubs, and one of the top coaches ever in the college game, and it's an honor for him to be here. But I wish we only had 16 inches of snow a night. That we call that a dusting. where we come from. We're really excited to be here. If anybody has any questions regarding Grand Patelny, I can probably answer those. We're close to Northern Michigan University, proximity-wise. I'd be glad to do that. And actually, truth be told, my daughter's babysitting his kids right now. Well, he's gone, so that's how small the world is in hockey. So we're as a program extremely excited to be here for this tournament kickoff. It's a great thrill for us. A couple of years ago, we were able to go and play, and was the Arizona State, was that the Desert Classic inaugural as well? And the following that we had, we were fortunate enough to be invited down to that a couple of years ago, and the following that we had there was tremendous, and we're going to have the same here. There's some activities planned with Michigan Tech alumni and athletes, engineers, graduating alumni. So it's going to be a fun couple of days for us here. And we're very happy. I imagine this was part of a kickoff for hockey in Las Vegas when it was planned. There was probably thought that it could be the trendsetter, that maybe things wouldn't kick off so well for the Golden Knights, but I'm not sure that the NHL will ever do an expansion like they did there and give a team an opportunity. I think they really wanted to have a professional sport go over successful in Las Vegas, because that team's good enough to challenge in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So we're excited to get on that energy bus and have hockey in this area. There's a lot of talk, I know, around about the pro team here, the people learning hockey and the excitement that comes with it, and college athletics brings a different element, a different type of excitement, a different pace, a different energy that I think that people really enjoy. And hopefully this is an ongoing type of an opportunity, and a lot of people have a chance to come out and enjoy this. I know for us, getting a chance to, we're walking around in shorts and t-shirts, and people are looking at us like we're crazy, because it's 65 degrees, but that's a good summer's day where we come from. So, and Dave can attest to that. So we're thrilled to be here. We're thrilled to have the opportunity to play a prestigious program on the onset as Boston College. We know the talent level that they have. They face some unique challenges that many of us don't face in the job that Coach York has done in putting players in the National Hockey League. Probably his biggest obstacle that he faces, or certainly one of them, is keeping players on his staff. I mean, a couple of years ago, I know that it seemed like every day for about a 2-week period, guys were signing contracts. Freshmen, sophomore, and it's just like, well, how much can that program sustain the turnover? But they just keep doing it. They just keep developing hockey players. So we're excited to play. They'll play a fast-paced game. We try to play the same way. So I think it'll be an entertaining game. And with Arizona State and Northern Michigan, both quality teams. We've had a chance to play both of them recently, and we're going to play Arizona later in the year. We get Northern again later in the year. So I think you have 4 quality programs here that are going to promote the college game to this area, and I think it'll be an entertaining venue, and we're looking forward and very thankful for the invitation to come.
Well, we're great to play. Very happy to have you guys, and you indicated too, and I want you to go in depth on one other topic. It's kind of like 2 seasons for the college hockey. You kind of have your October, November, December leading up to Christmas, and you're playing a lot of different teams and folks. Now you're getting ready to get into conference play before Frozen Four and the tournament in April. But what's a tournament like this? You just played GLI earlier in the week. You beat Michigan State. Now you get on a plane yesterday and fly directly here from Detroit. Playing in these couple of events prior to the conference, what's it prepare you for? How do you use them to your benefit, these type of events?
They're non-conference opportunities for us, so you look for those types of opportunities to play. They're fun. They're fun for to play somebody different. We actually have a lot of conference games. We start conference in early October, so we have a couple of non-conference weekends and then get right into it. So you look forward to these events, and again, we're playing Arizona State later. You look forward to these to get a different look, a different feel. Conferences often play the same way. You play teams, on a consistent basis. It's good to play against teams that play a little different way to challenge yourselves to learn. Even the prep for it of just watching some video is an exciting opportunity to see how different teams do things, such as playing a Boston College, how well they're going to be prepared, and the experience level of the preparation and attention to detail that they have. So you can learn as a team. It elevates your program for sure to play any of these non-conference opponents, and they're just something you really look forward to because it's not the same. Conference games are grinding, they're battling. There's an element of surprise in these. There's an element of not knowing the opponent that well, which is a good thing. So the games can take on a life of their own.
Okay. Well, Coach, again, thank you for getting on board. Our second game features Arizona State and Northern Michigan at 8:30 Friday night. ASU, of course, as has been indicated, is new to the Division I scene, making the transition over the past couple of years. Coach Powers, this has to be the most convenient trip for you of the season, is it not?
It's been the most convenient trip over the course of 3 years. We played everybody everywhere, so it's been a whirlwind. There's no doubt about it. But being able to get on a plane and have it be a 45-minute flight, and we literally just got here, and the guys are on the ice right now. So it was really nice.
Well, Coach, you are in your 3rd year of transition from being the best program back in the ACHA, now trying to make your mark on the Division I level. A lot of chatter here locally, especially with UNLV as a potential team that could make that same kind of move to Division I someday. How easy or how hard has it been to bring a program from where it was to where you have it today?
Well, it's been incredibly difficult from a competitive standpoint. Obviously, it's a completely different level of hockey. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a huge challenge, and we're still going through those growing pains every day. But it has been so much fun, and not a lot of sleep, and a lot of travel, because we jumped into this very quickly. We announced, and 6 months later we were playing a hybrid season. We didn't have much of a buffer in between to really prepare or do anything, and we did it without an arena, without a conference, and we're proud of some of the things that we've accomplished to date. But we got a long way to go, and we know that, and our university and our athletic department, we're in this for the long haul. And to be in a field here in Las Vegas, in our region where we're trying to grow the sport, most importantly, with three tremendously successful and historical programs like Michigan Tech and Northern Michigan and Boston College is a tremendous honor for us. And we're thrilled to be here. You know, if you would have told me 5 years ago I'd be sitting right here, you know, next to Jerry York, I would have called you something. But I wouldn't have thought that was possible. And I think that just proves that literally if you put enough work into something and you want it bad enough, you can make it happen. And you mentioned UNLV, they have a tremendous group of guys running that program that I'm very close to, and they're doing a great job. And if I were a bet man, I'd bet on them to get it done. I really would. They have a lot of great things going here with Vegas Golden Knights being so successful, this evolving into more of a hockey town. They can get that done. I really believe that.
Well, what do you look for from your team this weekend when you do bring them into an environment like this with opponents like this in an NHL venue where there's a lot of excitement? What do you hope to leave here with?
Well, you know, it's obviously really hard to not be result focused, but in our second full season, we're trying not to be. We have a competitive team. We're much more competitive this year than we were last year. You know, we're losing a lot of close games. I think we have 4 losses by either a goal or an empty net, 4 ties, and we're competitive. You know, a few games have gotten away from us. So for us, it's just literally trying to get better every day. I know it sounds cliche, but that's all we can really be focused on. We just probably played the best game of our Division I tenure last Saturday and lost. We outshot Lake Superior State, I think 49-21, and just couldn't put the thing in the net, and it happens. So it's keeping our guys positive and focused on our process and getting better every day, and eventually that success will start to come. So we're just looking to come here and obviously be very competitive and see what happens.
Well, Greg, I tell you what, when we put our heads together and got on a call and started talking about who we wanted to target to help us get this event launched, your program came right to the top of the list. And I'll say, when we called you, you were quick to say, yes, I'm in. So
hey,
thank you.
Like I said, if we can get on a flight for 45 minutes and play, we're going to do it. So
well, we're glad to have you and the Sun Devils, and looking forward to seeing you guys take the ice on Friday night. We'll open it up to questions here in the room from our local media. I'm sure these coaches, I know Coach Powers, you've got practice getting ready to start, but if there are some sidebars afterwards, I'm sure they're convenient. We'll make it convenient for you to grab them. But any questions here, if you have them, just raise your hand, state your name and affiliation, ask away.
Ryan Barrett, Knights of the Roundtable. This question is for Coach York. For people that don't get to see Graham McPhee a lot, what's it been like for you to coach him on your lineup?
Oh, he's been sure. He's had a really good year for us. You know, last year was kind of a learning experience for him. He jumped from the NDTP program to college hockey. It's a big jump, but during the course of the season, he showed some improvement. Now this year, he's taking a whole other step forward. So it's a big part of our game.
Yes.
Coach York, I know you're busy with your own team, but have you been able to keep an eye on this, the Vegas Golden Knights and Alex Tuck, your former player?
Oh, for sure. You know, and I'm in constant touch with George because I coached him when he was a puppy, you know, way back. And but I think they've done a fabulous job. You know, Alex started a little bit slow. It had to kind of get nurtured in the American Hockey League for about a month or so, but now he's become a pretty integral part of the Vegas success they've had. And like we've all talked about, it's Vegas. I mean, it's, you know, we think expansion team, and they can just kind of, you know, if they get by this year, but they're leading the conference, and I think Alex has been a big part of it. So it's been fun to watch for him.
Other questions from here in the room? All right.
One for you, Dave Danish, Northern Michigan. What are the plans for the future of this tournament? Is this kind of a have one and let's see how it goes, or is this planned to be an ongoing event?
This is planned to be an ongoing event. As a matter of fact, I believe we've got our fields set, John, is that correct, for the next 2 years? So we'll be announcing those here in the very near future. So we're looking to make this a home to college hockey.
One for Greg. You played Lake Superior last weekend. You see Northern Michigan, Michigan Tech. How glad are you that these games are in Phoenix and Vegas instead of the Sioux, Holden, and Marquette.
We're pretty glad about that. We go to Houghton at the end of February, and yeah, I better bring my winter clothes.
It'll take you longer than 45 minutes to de-ice.
Yeah. Luckily, we get a charter that trip, so we're very fortunate. But yeah, so it's I'd rather play these guys here than in their climates. There's no doubt.
Yes, sir.
Dirk Hembroff from Michigan Tech Radio. Coach Sean, what's the most difficult process as far as playing Monday, Tuesday in a tournament and having to go right into Friday, Saturday with a plane trip thrown in there?
Well, as you know, the most difficult part is to make sure that our team's healthy. Right now, there's a bug going through, so it's a rest thing, just trying to get work with the training staff to get the team as mobile as we can, moving around and active. Yesterday it was a rest day. It's a quick turnaround. We'll see. It's something you don't do in college hockey very often, 4 games in 6 days. So we'll see how our game pans out. We brought our whole squad, so we have numbers here.
Any other questions? All right. Well, coaches, thanks again for taking the time out. Tickets for both days of the Ice Vegas Invitational are on sale at the tmobilearena.com website. Tickets are good for both games on either day, and fans can buy both a Friday and Saturday ticket combined for a discount price. Our charity of choice here in Las Vegas for a lot of the stuff that we do has been the American Cancer Society through its Coaches vs. Cancer platform. As this event matures in the coming years, we look forward to making significant contributions to Coaches vs. Cancer as it continues to seek out a cure for that terrible disease. On behalf of Coaches vs. Cancer, we have DJ Allen and Jay Ship. I believe they're here in the back. And DJ, please let the leadership know how proud we are to continue that relationship with this hockey event. And thanks to our partners again here at the T-Mobile Arena, Dan Quinn, the general manager, and his entire team, the best in the business to work with. MGM Resorts and our tournament hotel, the Monte Carlo, soon to be known as the Park MGM, and Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada, Summerlin, Finley Toyota, Gatorade, Nike, Flow Sports, and X's and O's of Success. Last and most important, all 4 games will be streamed live on flowhockey.tv. Flowhockey.tv. Flow Sports broadcast a lot of our basketball tournaments this past year. It's been a great relationship, and we look forward to seeing each of you Friday night. So thanks for coming out.